The perfect night. Or is it? Imagine owning a nightclub. It's 1:15 a.m. on a Saturday. The bass is heavy. The lights are cutting through the smoke. The line outside hasn't moved in 20 minutes. Inside, every table is full. People are waving cash at the bar trying to get served faster. VIP bottles are coming out with sparklers like it's a celebration every 5 minutes. From the outside, it looks like you've made it. It looks like one of the most profitable businesses in the world. But here's the reality no one talks about. That exact same night, the one that looks like pure profit, could still end in a loss. Not next quarter, not long term, that night. And that's what we're breaking down today. Because the nightclub business is one of the most misunderstood business models out there. It looks simple. It looks glamorous. It looks insanely profitable. But underneath all of that, it's one of the most fragile, high-risk, and operationally demanding businesses you can run. And once you understand the numbers behind it, you'll never look at a packed club the same way again. If you enjoy deep breakdowns like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're about to go way deeper than surface level. Chapter 1. The Real Product. Let's start with the biggest misconception. Nightclubs don't sell drinks. They don't sell music. They don't even sell fun in the way most people think. They sell perception. Think about the last time you saw someone at a VIP table. Bottle, lights, people around them, phones out. What were they really buying? Not alcohol. They were buying visibility. They were buying status. They were buying a moment that says, I'm someone worth noticing. That's the actual product. And once you understand that, the pricing suddenly makes sense. Because it's not about cost. It's about what that moment is worth to the customer. But here's the catch. Creating that moment consistently every single weekend is extremely expensive. And if you fail to deliver it even once, people notice. Chapter 2. Location is everything. And expensive. Now let's talk about where your nightclub lives. Because this decision can quietly make or break your entire business before you even open. If you choose a prime nightlife area, you benefit from something incredibly valuable. Existing demand. People are already there, already dressed up, already ready to spend. You're not convincing them to go out. You're just competing for where they go. But that advantage comes at a cost. High rent, long leases, aggressive terms. You're committing to a large fixed expense every single month. Now the alternative? Move to a cheaper area. Sounds smart, right? Lower rent, lower risk. Except now you have a new problem. You're invisible. Nobody is walking past your door. Nobody is just stopping by. Now every single customer has to be convinced. That means marketing, promotions, partnerships, events, and over time, that cost can exceed what you saved on rent. There's also something subtle but critical. Convenience. If it's hard to get there or hard to leave, people won't come back. So the best location isn't about saving money. It's about maximizing consistent traffic. Chapter 3. The cost before day one. Here's where most people get shocked. Before your first customer walks in, you've already spent a massive amount of money, and most of it, you'll never get back. This isn't like starting a small business from home. This is infrastructure. You're building an experience from scratch. Construction alone can spiral beyond expectations. Because once you open up walls, you find problems, electrical upgrades, structural fixes, compliance changes. Everything adds up. Then there's sound and lighting. This is not optional quality. This is the core of your product. If your sound is bad, people won't come back. If your lighting is outdated, the venue feels cheap. Then comes furniture, bars, refrigeration, security systems, surveillance, then licenses, then inventory, then marketing just to launch. And finally, the most overlooked part, cash buffer. Because even after opening, you won't be profitable immediately. Without reserves, your business becomes fragile from day one. Chapter 4. The waiting game that costs money. Now imagine this. You've finished building everything. The venue looks perfect. You're ready to open, but you can't. Because you're waiting. Waiting for approvals. Waiting for inspections. Waiting for paperwork. And during that time, you're still paying rent. Still paying staff. Still covering expenses with zero revenue. Delays aren't rare in this industry. They're normal. And they can drain your capital faster than anything else. Chapter 5. The Human Machine. A nightclub is not a one-person business. It's a system. You need people managing operations, people controlling entry, people serving drinks, people handling VIP, people managing the crowd. people cleaning up, and every role directly affects revenue. If the bar is slow, you lose sales. If security is weak, you risk shutdown. If service is poor, customers don't return. And here's the problem. This workforce is unstable. Turnover is high. People leave constantly, which means you're always hiring, always training, always adjusting. And every gap in that system costs you money. Chapter 6. How revenue really works. Now let's talk about income, because this is where things look incredible. At first, drinks have high margins. That's true, but drinks alone won't make you rich. The real money comes from structure. VIP sections, table reservations, minimum spend commitments. These allow you to control revenue per area. A small section of your club can generate more income than a large general area. Why? Because it's pre-committed spending. You're locking in revenue before the night even begins. And once again, it's not about alcohol. It's about the experience attached to it. Chapter 7. The most dangerous problem. Now here's the core issue. Your expenses are predictable. They happen every month. But your revenue? It's not. Most of your income comes from a few key nights. If those nights underperform, the entire month suffers. And the reasons can be completely outside your control. Weather, events, competition, timing. A small drop in attendance can have a massive impact because your costs don't drop with it. Chapter 8. Entertainment is a bet. Booking big talent can boost your numbers, but it's also risky because you're committing money up front. And not just the performance. There are additional requirements. Equipment, travel, accommodation. All of it adds to the cost. And if the turnout isn't strong, you absorb the loss. There's no safety net, just risk. Chapter 9. The silent expenses. Now let's talk about the hidden side of the business. The things nobody plans for. Disputes on payments, damage to property, unexpected repairs, fines, maintenance, legal costs. These don't happen once. They happen regularly. And over time, they quietly eat into your profit. Chapter 10. The decline after the hype. Most clubs follow a pattern. They open strong. There's excitement, energy, curiosity, but eventually, it fades. Customers look for something new. Competition increases, and revenue softens. To fix it, owners spend more. More marketing, more upgrades, more events. But now costs are rising, while income becomes less stable. That's when pressure builds. Chapter 11. What actually works? The venues that survive long-term operate differently. They track everything. They measure performance constantly. They adjust pricing, staffing, and strategy in real time. They don't rely on hype. They rely on systems. And they treat the business seriously, even when the room is full. Chapter 12. The final reality. So here's the truth. A nightclub is not just a place people go to party. It's a complex business system, high investment, high risk, high pressure, and very little room for error. Yes, it can be profitable, but only when managed with precision. Because behind every perfect night, there's a financial reality most people never see. If this changed the way you see nightlife, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because we're breaking down more businesses like this, the real numbers, the real risks, and how they actually work behind the scenes. And trust me, once you see it like this, you can't unsee it. I'll see you in the next one.